Hey, what's up YouTube? So here we are back again at the BACnet Stacks playground. Please reference the older videos for how to get set up in Python, VS Code, also a test bench, so I don't think I'll cover that anymore. But we also talked a little bit about the README and the vibe code checkpoints. So today on a theory lecture, we're going to do Day 13, tuples and sets in our AI generated coursework here. So one thing that I want to do, okay, so we have a BACnet read multiple script here that's all hard coded for our requests to BAC0. It's actually a lot of fat fingering, but really efficient code here that just requests on our IP addresses. And then I have like another feature that I want to add to this. So if you're following along, we're actually building a CSV file right in our code base here, and it worked good. So we confirmed that our code works, and we have a nice timestamp column. And I just saw something in here that yesterday we played around with deleting the file and seeing if the code base errors out, which it doesn't. But now I just realized that if the file's gone, our headers are also gone. So if you see that there's just data being written on rows 1 through 4. So the script didn't error out, but we should ask ChatGPT to rewrite our columns if the column is not there between each write. So let's do this now, because I also have something else we should add to this. So my script works good, don't mod it, but I want a feature if the CSV file is missing during each write, kind of right there, during each write of a row of data after RPM scrape. If the CSV file is gone, to rewrite the header rows. I tested that the script does not error out if it is running and the CSV file is deleted out that it has been writing to. Can you add in that feature? Okay, so let's see what ChatGPT will do here. So here's a minimal patch. Only a few lines of code had to change. Optional hardening, still tiny. Looks like it even retries. Okay, so this is actually a tuple. So maybe this is actually kind of a good thing to learn here. So I might even ask to do okay, so we have this append each row. Cool, looks like there already is a method for that, a function. So yeah, we do actually have ensure CSV file exists. So it's just saying to put that. Yeah, we do actually have that. Cool. Okay, so if we do have a CSV file, then we use the built-in CSV writer built into Python, and it'll rewrite the header rows. So cool. Awesome. So we'll get into this a little bit later, but like the CSV writer, that's built into Python. So cool. So we can just add that in. ensure that this will ensure that the CSV file does exist, and if it does not exist, it'll write the rows again. This is kind of interesting. So this is just like some fancy ways of some retry logic error handling. So it says ask ChatGPT if we have this. Look good. Yep, looks good. Okay, well, so neat. So this is actually a tuple here, right? It kind of looks the same as like we had the square brackets, which is a list. So round brackets, that would be a tuple, where let's just ask ChatGPT. What would be the difference in versus a list? I think that there's something to do with like tuples are immutable and one is not. So this might be mutable, meaning you can change them, and then this might not be, something like that. But we might even cover that in our theory lecture today. So practically no meaningful runtime difference. Small distinction is a tuple. Yeah, it's immutable, and then a list is mutable. For a for loop in Python, it tries to iterate. So tuple literal is a bit more tiny, constant-ish. A list allocates a new object each time the line executes. So in your case, run once, the list allocation is still highly negligible. Still wise, people often prefer tuple. I think or you can even do a range. So this is like the better software engineering way of doing things. So let's fire up our script. So Python BACnet 5 code app2.py. I'm going to open up a split terminal too, so we can still okay, so it is actually using dates already, so this is kind of nice. There's our first row of data, and then what we wanted to actually check, so this is our first row of data. I'm just going to delete it to test out our software, move to the trash, and then we'll just check back with it to make sure that it wrote some new rows of data, and then it also put the column headers back in, and there's no errors. Okay, so then our theory lecture, let's get to our theory lecture for today. Tuples and sets. So good timing that we use some of this in our vibe code app today. So understand two additional built-in containers, tuples and sets, and learn when to use them instead of lists. You'll create tuples for fixed collections of values and sets for decoupling items and performing basic membership tests. A tuple is an ordered, immutable sequence of values, unlike lists. Remember that word immutable means you can't change it once you define it. Unlike lists, tuples cannot be modified after the creation. You cannot append them or assign to an index. So I think arrays are kind of like that in other coding languages. I don't think you can modify like arrays in Java or C++ or something. Tuples are created by separating items with a comma and parentheses are the most way of doing it. Tuples are useful in a number of order of elements should not change. For example, to represent a 2D space or as a date, year, month, day, Python's tuple function can also convert other immutables into a tuple. A set is an unordered collection of unique elements. Sets are also created with curly braces. Actually, did not know that. By calling a set with an immutable. Unlike lists, sets are automatically remove duplicates and support membership tests in mathematical operations like union, intersection, and difference. The data structure chapter of the tutorial notes that sets are unordered collections with no duplicate elements. So basically, if you have a set, like a set, like if you had two, it just removes duplicates, which is kind of cool actually. That's built into Python, and you don't have to have some external algorithm like going through your data and like seeing if a duplicate is there. So creating tuples, well, that's kind of cool. So you can just call tuple from a list of values, or even from comma separated. So cool. A set. And then here's some differences. I've never used these very much. Union and intersection. Why this matters. Tuples and sets are lightweight alternatives to lists and dictionaries for simple data. Tuples help you group related values without worrying about accidental changes. Sets make trivial removal of duplicates, test membership, and combine collections. In building automation, you might use a tuple to represent a zone's coordinates. It's kind of odd. Or a set of collection to collect all. Okay, so here's our mini example. I'm just going to copy our mini examples. I think it makes it kind of easier just to do our micro exercises. Okay, so before we get into this, let's check back with our CSV writer so that did not crash, the program did not crash, and we do have CSV rows again. So just for fun, I'm just going to delete it again. Okay, and then we'll check back that we have new good CSV files. Probably not necessary to do that again, but what the heck. Okay, so if I do Python script lesson, doesn't print anything, so maybe we don't need to. We could just use it for just some nice way of looking at some examples for our lessons. So here we go, mini lessons. Hopefully this should be pretty easy, assuming. Okay, so create a tuple called date containing 3 numbers. Try printing the date. Okay, so date equals, see, a tuple of year, month, day. So maybe we could even define that in this kind of format. Let's just say year equals 2026, month equals February, day equals, in Python, we did see a little bit of like the date time. This is like the date time library where it'll just do all this automatically under the hood for you. But a day in Python starts at 0. So let's see, so today is a Thursday, so Sunday is 0, Monday is 1, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So day number is 4 for a Thursday. And then just put date. We could even do type date. It's a tuple. class tuple. Alright, so easy. Convert a list into a set and print the results. So I'll just say stuff in a list. Okay, so convert it into a set. I'm just going to copy that. This could probably just do unique stuff. So I want to see what this returns. And it's a set. That looks like a dictionary, but it's actually a type set. Huh. Cool. So it's just the difference is that there's no key and value, I guess. So that'd be interesting. So we might be able to do. I'm curious if we could even do this. Tuple. So that converted. So if you wrap a set in a tuple, the way you call it, it'll convert it into a tuple. Neat. All right. So here's two sets. This prints the data type as type X. I just want to see what that data type, it's a set. Compute the X union Y in the intersection. All right. So we just have to change these to X, X. Actually, I really don't know what this does. I've never really used it. Just get rid of all this stuff. So then we could probably just print this. So printing the union X and the difference. I'm not really sure when you'd even use this. Almost kind of reminds me of like a matrix algebra or something. So the union is apparently nothing, where it just returns X. The intersection is 3 and 4. So I guess it's just like the intersection would be what both contain, same values, and the difference is that 1 and 2 not make any sense to me, but we did our exercise. So where did it say? So these test memberships and combined collections. Anyways, I don't think we'll have to worry about that too much. I personally never use that, so just something built into Python under the hood, and if you see it, I guess it's there. So I think that's all I have for today, guys. So I will see you guys tomorrow.